Tatis, he's going to lead Sports Center. He's done it again. Another home run.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to another episode of the Chasing the Two podcast, episode number 28. I'm Blake Praj alongside Dylan Smith. Dylan, 2 days, 2 no-hitters. When is this craziness going to stop?
Yeah, I don't think anytime soon. I mean, they gave us new baseballs, and they were juice baseballs before. Now they might be the heaviest, giving us bowling balls now or something because, teams are not scoring runs. It was the worst offensive month all time in
Really?
April.
Oh,
yeah,
wow.
so strikeouts are up,
Mm-hmm.
and the ball's not flying. And
No.
personally, I want the juice balls back.
Right.
But you can't take away from a no-hitter. I mean, that's an incredible feat. And, yeah, this is crazy. I mean, I don't even know. It's just I don't know.
So let's go. A couple days ago, it was Spencer Turnbull against the Seattle Mariners getting no hit for the second time this season, and then just last night it was Corey Kluber pitching against his former team, the Texas Rangers. Both those teams have gotten no hit twice. Interesting stat that I saw on MLB.com was Kyle Seager's been part of 9 no hitters in his career. The first one that he was a part of, it was in 2012. The Mariners threw a perfect game and a combined no-hitter, and they got no-hit. So they were part of 3 no-hitters in 2012. But when you see that Corey Seager, I think he's only been in the league for 9-10 years. That's once a year.
Kyle Seager.
Kyle Seager, pardon me. Yeah, that's just wild.
Yeah, I mean, he's basically getting a no-hitter every year. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
it's crazy. You would never think that you get to watch all these no-hitters as a player, be a part of them.
Yep.
I'm sure the ones that they got no hit, it feels real crappy, and the ones that he's been able to celebrate on the mound are, one of the most incredible moments of his career.
Mm-hmm.
But this is like a really weird thing to keep an eye on because I'm
Yeah.
sure the Mariners will get no hit again. So I guess we'll see what happens with that. Let's see, Felix Hernandez, that was a good one.
Yep.
Paxton against the Jays. We just want to throw that in there for you. And obviously the Special Angels one because of
Yep.
Skaggs.
Yep.
And yeah, I mean, he's been part of some pretty crazy ones. I mean, Felix is. I would probably say, I think that might have been the first one. No, Humber might have been.
I think Humber and then Felix and then the combined.
Yeah, but Felix had to have been the most special one out of all those, if I had to guess.
Yeah, and Paxton too. He did it in Toronto, where he's from BC, from Canada. That was a special moment for him for sure. But so there's been 6 no hitters. The record in a single season is 7. How many no hitters / perfect games do you think there'll be when October rolls around?
I think 9.
9.
And I think 2 more teams get no hit. Seattle will get no hit one more time.
So you think there's been 3 teams. So Texas has been no hit twice, Cleveland's been no hit twice, Seattle twice. Do you think Seattle is going to get no hit once more and then another team?
So what would that bring us up to? 7 and then 2 more teams.
2 more. Who do you got? My gut says Texas gets no hit 3 times too. I think that lineup is.
I think there's going to be a one that's going to be a dominant, like a Garrett Cole, or
Right.
I think we're going to see a DeGrom do it.
Right.
So I feel like there's going to be a good team that does get no hit.
Right.
Obviously the Mariners, the Rangers, and
Texas.
Texas.
Not very good offensively.
Not very good offensively. Not they're trying to hit the ball in the air.
Mm-hmm.
I'm kind of surprised that Seattle's getting no hit, just because you do have Kyle Lewis there. Kelnick just came up.
Mm-hmm. Obviously, you got Kyle Seager.
You got Kyle Seager. And I just think you would think that J.P. Crawford.
And they got the right fielder there. What's his name? Mitch Haniger. Yeah.
You'd think one of those guys can get a hit in the game, right?
Right. Good for Corey Kluber though. I mean, he's pitched okay this year. He's got a 2.86 ERA. I mean, 4 of those starts are against Detroit and 2 starts against Texas and Baltimore. But for a guy that hasn't pitched the last 2 seasons, it's awesome to see him kind of rounding into form a little bit for the Yankees.
Yeah, it'll be definitely something to watch. I'm curious on how this continues to go this season when he does start to face some higher end offenses.
Mm-hmm.
He is one of the most dominant pitchers probably in our lifetime.
Oh, when he's on, he's good.
Yeah. So
really good.
If the Yankees can get him to be even a glimpse of that, which he is right now, he's starting to, shake into some all-star form.
Mm-hmm.
And they add a arm at the deadline.
Mm-hmm.
Then maybe we see the Yankees as a World Series contender again. Right now, I'm not sold.
Right.
I think that their defense is really bad. Obviously, Voit just came back. We'll get to Giancarlo in a bit.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll see how they go from here. But, if Corey Kluber can be even just an all-star level, not the superstar level, just the all-star level pitcher,
the
Yankees are going to have a pretty good setup when it comes October.
So let's talk about Yermin Mercedes here for a second. A guy that's been tearing the cover off the baseball since he's came up. He had that 5-for-5 game against the Angels right out of the gate, kind of put everybody on notice, right? And he swings at a 3-0 pitch against a position player in a 15-2 game. And the unwritten rules of baseball say that you shouldn't do that. But for me, you're throwing in the white towel, throwing a position player on. You got a power hitter at the plate. Why isn't he allowed to swing 3-0? Tatis got backlash for this earlier, right? And everyone's like, "Oh, you shouldn't be swinging 3-0 in a blowout game." But I just can't believe Tony La Russa's comments on this. His own manager not backing him, saying, "I have no problem with how the Twins handle it, throwing behind him," and it's I don't know, man. I think you should be backing your players if you're a manager, but I was just so caught off guard by La Russa's comments.
Yeah, he also had said he personally apologized to Rocco Baldelli.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. This is just Tony La Russa is not the right guy for this job at the end of the day. I know that they're in first place,
right?
But I think that's the team rallying around each other. Tim Anderson had Mercedes back.
Yep.
Lance Lynn came out and had
Mercedes
back
on Instagram, I believe. Tim Anderson.
But in social media, basically,
Right,
you're saying your manager's saying one thing, you're saying the other. So you guys are on a different side of the spectrum.
That's not good.
Which I don't know how to take that when it comes to the clubhouse. Maybe it's nothing. Maybe it's I believe in this, believe in that. It is what it is.
Yep.
But yeah, I would think that La Russa would be protecting his players, and maybe his I'm sorry to the Twins is him trying to protect Mercedes. But then to come out and say, I had no suspicions about it. I don't think he should have got suspended. Tyler Duffy talking about. That's kind of, you have no suspicions. That's kind of BS. And then we look back a couple of weeks ago where they were facing the Reds, I believe, and they have Liam Hendricks out there running the bases in extra innings. The guy doesn't know the rules. He's stuck in 2003. This guy, they need a younger manager. AJ Hinch would have been great.
Yep.
Alex Cora would have been great.
I agree.
Even on the other side of things, I feel like Rocco Baldelli would be great for this group. Younger manager, or even just a older manager like a Joe Madden or Terry Francona that relates to the players better.
That have been a part of that older generation baseball, but they've adapted, right? I'm with you on La Russa there. He has.
I would have even thought Bruce Bochy would have been a perfect, matchup for this squad.
Tony La Russa just hasn't adapted to the new style of baseball. I'm with you 100%. Me and you are both kind of what word am I looking for? Suspect. How do you say that word? Suspicious about the hire in the first place. We were kind of scratching our heads about it, but it's going to be interesting to see if there's any more of this going forward, because La Russa hasn't been able to he hasn't been afraid to speak his mind to the media for sure.
Okay, so do you think La Russa is the manager next
No,
spring?
no.
So you think this is a 1 year? Do you think he makes it through this year?
It would be kind of weird to see a team in first place fire their manager.
Yeah.
That doesn't happen very often, but in this circumstances, if he keeps comments like this and keeps kind of throwing his players, I don't want to say under the bus, but in a sense he kind of did. He didn't have Mercedes back in that situation, but
I mean, let's be real about this too. It's not like the guy has a clean record off the field either.
no,
I mean,
he's got like 8 DUIs. Like,
yeah, so we're not trying to bring in any bad blood or anything, but at the end of the day, you have a guy with a tarnished
reputation,
reputation off the field.
Yep.
Great reputation on the field. As a true baseball man.
Mm-hmm.
Loves the game, obviously.
Yep.
Has been around the game for a long time. Has been a champion.
Mm-hmm.
But it's kind of like, when you already took the hire, you had to take that backlash of his DUI when he was an advisor with the Angels.
And he got a DUI right after he got hired too. Like a month after he got hired, I'm pretty sure he got a DUI.
I'm not sure. I'm not sure about that.
But like, it's like, man, I
thought the DUI stuff was from when he was with the Angels, and then they hired him, and then he came out.
We'll
I think that's
what
it is.
Double check on that maybe after. So Tyler Duffy gets suspended 3 games for throwing behind Mercedes. He appealed it. And Rocco Baldelli gets 1 game. Did he serve that today?
He's serving in the doubleheader.
Okay, gotcha. Let's talk about the San Francisco Giants here. What a story this team has been. First place in the NL West. They're 17-9 the last 26 games. But that being said, it's been a great start for them. They got the Dodgers 7 of the next 10. So that's going to be a really big test for the Giants to see where they're at as a ball club. And if they come on the right side of those 10 games against the Dodgers, I mean, we're really going to be talking about, can this team make the playoffs in this division?
Yeah, and I'm sure they'll be adding at the deadline. I mean, they need outfielders.
Mm-hmm.
They added Mike Tauchman, which was a good depth move. I think he's doing pretty well there.
Mm-hmm.
But also on the other side of things, this is a team I would have thought, Posey's a free agent, Crawford, Belt. You would think they would all be getting moved at the deadline to build for the future.
Longoria even. Yeah.
Yeah. So, it's definitely a weird place for the Giants because they're doing so well.
Yeah.
Maybe it's a one last ride type of deal.
Mm-hmm.
But they do need an arm.
Yep.
They do need probably some bullpen help, some outfield help. I know Tommy LaStella is on the 60-day IL, so I know Dom Solano's probably getting most of those ABs. I mean, on the team, this team on paper in 2012, I'm like, yep, they're going to the World Series.
Mm-hmm.
But this is 2021,
Mm-hmm.
and this might just be one of those things where they start off strong and then they fizzle out.
Yep.
And that can happen maybe in this Dodgers run that they have, the 7 of the next 10. But today they were up like 18-1 on the Reds, so I
think they won 19-1. They swept the Reds. The Reds are a team right now that's going in the wrong direction. I'm trying to find stats here for the Giants. I don't know, their website is so weird.
What do you want to know?
Like how I want to know like what their pitching staff is doing.
All right, let's check it out here. I know Gosman. I think Gosman. Let's see. We'll start with Cueto.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
Cueto's got he's 3-1 with a 3.34 ERA and 32 innings pitched with a 1.24 WHIP.
Yeah.
DeSclafani, who I thought was going to be a good pickup for any team.
2.03 ERA.
Yeah.
And
2.03. 2.03.
And Alex Wood's 5-0 the 1.75. Like that's.
But I'm just gonna pat myself on the back here because I said this offseason.
You did say that.
Off-season pods.
You did.
Anthony DeSclafani is a guy to watch.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they're getting really good starting pitching. Gosman 1.66, 4-0. Like they're getting really good starting pitching. When you got Cueto Cueto 3-1, Gosman 4-0, DeSclafani 4-1, and Alex Wood 5-0. Like four of their starters are going right now. So, and Logan Webb has shown some promise for them in a few starts, but he's got 4.09 ERA. But I mean, he still picked up 3 wins for them. But yeah, this pitching staff has been very good. Aaron Sanchez even has a 3.18 ERA in 19 innings for them. Or sorry,
Brandon Crawford's got 11 bombs already.
28 innings for them. Yeah, like Brandon Crawford's 3 homers off the lead in the MLB.
Playing for that contract.
Mm-hmm. Like they're
Free agent this year.
Mike
Tauchman's actually doing really crappy for the Giants. Take back what I said earlier. And 205.
Posey.
But he's shown some promise on the Yankees.
Posey, 8 homers, 374 average. Like he's kind of having a bounce back season. He opted out last year. Longoria had a hot start. He's kind of cooled off. They're doing all of this, Dylan, with Mike Yastrzemski hitting 217. That's their best player, and he hasn't even got going yet. So just think where this team could be if they get Yastrzemski's back going, you know?
Yeah, I mean, I'm not sold on him.
No, I'm not sold. I'm not sold either.
But we'll see. We'll see at the deadline. I mean, the deadline's I mean, I was talking to you before this. Hey, I want to start talking deadline already.
Mm-hmm.
Because there's some teams that would be interested in who do you think will get traded this early? You know, a guy on my mind is like Max Scherzer. Yep. But that's for another day.
Mm-hmm. Next couple weeks we'll probably dabble into that a little bit.
Yeah.
Teams that are early sellers maybe, but
I'm thinking that they need at least. I mean, offensively, I don't understand. I mean, only an outfielder, I would think.
Right. Yeah.
I mean, let's be real. You're not taking bats, maybe a first baseman. Okay, you're not taking bats that are Brandon Crawford, Posey, Longoria.
No.
Obviously, you said Yastrzemski. So, like, those 4 guys are locks. Like, they're not going anywhere.
Let me check. Let me see here. How is La Stella doing?
He's on 60-day IL.
Oh, okay. What about Solano? See her?
No homers. I just saw it.
Okay.
He's like batting like 250 or something.
Yeah. Alex Dickerson he's doing bad. 226. But moving on here, let's get into actually no, let's talk about Albert Pujols here. Albert Pujols, we talked about him last pod, how he was DFA'd by the Angels, and you weren't sure if he was gonna sign with a team. I said maybe he signs with a Baltimore, kind of a lower team, but he drops a bomb on everybody. He signs with the Dodgers, and he is all on board with not getting much playing time, kind of there as a veteran presence. I'm not sure about this move. This move does nothing for his legacy, in my opinion. Like I don't think he's going to do anything with the Dodgers. Like I honestly don't think he ends the season with the Dodgers.
He's played 3 games. He's got an RBI or a hit in all 3. Whoop-de-doo.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm not trying to be a downer. Okay. But I'm just saying, you know, I live in Southern California. These Dodger fans are acting like they just got 2006 Albert Pujols.
Yeah.
And I'm not trying to be a downer. I'm a big Albert supporter. You've known me for a long time.
Yeah.
You know, even in his bad years, it's kind of like he's a Hall of Famer. You know what? We're gonna roll him out there. We're gonna see what he can do. You give him at least that. I was surprised at the move that the Angels got rid of him. But you know, my thing, Dodger fans, stop acting like you just got 2006 Albert Pujols. Like my Twitter feed is just full of nonsense right now.
Yeah.
And I feel bad because it's like these guys are expecting him to, like, I think he's going to have his moments. Like, don't get me wrong. I think he's going to have that one big pitch hit homer. Okay. But in the reality, he's still batting under 200. Okay. If he's just there to come in with the bases loaded, no outs, then he's going to do well because he's an RBI machine. His name is the machine.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
But if you want him to play first base every day, which they have him, I'm pretty sure he's been playing first base pretty often lately, especially against lefties. You're going to be disappointed. I mean, that's just and I hope I'm wrong. I really am because I really love Albert. But But, at the end of the day, it's really weird. And I think it's really weird that he signs with the Dodgers where he's going to get no playing time. Is the 700th homer what's most important, or is the championship most important? I
Well,
don't know.
I think him signing with the Dodgers screams that he's chasing another World Series ring.
Yeah.
That's what it screams to me as. If you were worried about the 700 homers, you would have went and signed in Baltimore and played in hitter-friendly ballpark and
But
played.
he's saying he wants to play next year.
Like, I just don't understand the move to the Dodgers. Like, if you are worried about a 700 homers, you ain't getting out on the Dodgers.
Okay, but here's another thing. When Bellinger comes back,
Where is he playing? Like,
when Bellinger comes back, and when Pollock comes back, and McKinstry comes back, like they're hurt right now. Of course, there's playing time to be had right now.
mm-hmm.
You're telling me at the deadline they're not going to add anybody? That I would be surprised if they don't add at least one position player.
They didn't do much. They didn't do much last year, but I think they're gonna add.
Yeah, but they had no Kike,
right,
no Peterson,
no Jock, right.
Yeah. So, I mean, I'm sitting here thinking, how in the world does Albert stay on the Dodgers roster when they're when they're known for having versatility?
Mm-hmm.
They're one of the teams that are very very strict on who they put on their roster and why they put them on the roster, and that's because of versatility. Like Kike could play multiple positions, McKinstry could, Taylor could. That's not a guy that just got hurt, Chris Taylor. Okay, so when Chris Taylor comes back, where is Albert playing?
Those are and those are all right-handed bats. Taylor's right-handed, Pollock's right-handed. Like those guys are gonna get the ABs over Albert when they come back. Like that's why this move doesn't really make sense. Okay, you got an Angels hat on, you got a Jared Weaver Angels jersey behind you, hanging up on the wall. Okay, Albert Pujols supposedly wasn't happy with his playing time in an Angels uniform. Okay, that was the report when it came out. How do you feel that he goes to the Dodgers and is okay with less playing time? Like, how does it make you feel as an Angels fan?
I'm not mad at him. Like I get it. Like if you want to go in a ring and then ride it in the sunset, I'm not mad at it.
Mm-hmm.
Because as we know, the Angels are 5 games under 500 right now. And they've dealt with a lot of injuries.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that was one of the weird things when they let go of Albert is there's a lot of injuries, and he was getting daily playing time because of the injuries.
Yep.
So I think this just came down to the Angels, Jared Walsh at first base.
Mm-hmm.
They had said they want him to get more playing time. Maybe they felt the 700th homer was important to him. He comes out in that Dodgers presser and says, I never said that the playing time.
Exactly.
Like he said, I accept my role. So that's weird.
Yeah.
Okay, so now there's two sides of the story.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
And we have to find what I've learned in managing, because I manage for my job, and what I've learned throughout life, I would say, is you take both stories.
Yep.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And you kind of meet it in the middle.
Mm-hmm.
All right. And when you can meet in the middle, you kind of figure out what happened.
So after you heard from the Angels side and Albert's side, like where do you kind of lie with that?
I think that the Angels told Albert that they would like to play Jared Walsh at first base, and the DH opportunities were not going to be there. On top of that, Albert cannot run. He's batting under 200.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? They're giving at-bats to Phil Gosselin right now, who, if you did not just watch the earlier today, had 5 RBIs with a homer.
Yep.
And is batting 340. Phil Gosselin is batting 340. Now Pujols is batting under 200. Okay? Take the names off of it and look at the stat lines. Who are you going to give the playing time to?
Yeah, no, 100%.
Taylor Ward.
I'm with
you.
you.
All these kids are batting better than Albert.
Mm-hmm.
If you can just take the name, if you look at the stat lines, and you take your hand, you put them over the names.
A, player B, player C.
Which one do you want to play, and which one would you least likely want to play?
Which one is Albert, right? Like,
yeah.
I'm 100% with you.
That's what I think happened, and they told Albert. I think that the Angels felt that they got the most out of the contract, like we talked about last pod. They got the TV deal. They got the milestones. He did them in an Angels jersey.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? And it was just time to move on. He's 41, 42 years old. The playing time's not there. Let's go get you playing time somewhere else.
Yep.
They might have said, hey, we want you to go somewhere else and finish it out strong.
Yep.
You're not going to finish it out strong here. And And then he went to the Dodgers. And, in the presser, they kept trying to bait him.
To say something
Are
about the
you trying
Angels,
to stick it
right?
to the Angels? And he
Yep.
kept saying, I love the Angels. Okay, I enjoyed my time there. There's no hard feelings. Um, but, you know, I don't know, Albert. I don't know. I thought he would go to like Colorado or something.
Right.
Go hit the homers, call. But I guess the ring's more important. And
Yeah. Yep.
if that's how he wants to go, that's how he goes out. And I'm happy for him. Um, I really don't think Albert Pujols is upset. I really don't.
Mm-hmm.
I think at the end of the day, as Angels fans, you could be upset because you paid this guy close to $300 million to go win you a championship, and it didn't happen. And I think Albert's got to wear that. I think he's got to say, it was my responsibility before Trout to get this team to win a World Series, and it didn't happen. And if he's able to wear that, then I think at the end of the day, you say, I'm happy for the good times. We were in the good, bad, and ugly together as fans and the team, and you just hope for him to succeed. But I'll tell you what, a lot of people aren't the same as me and don't want to see people succeed. There's a lot of losers out there on social media that
100%.
want people to fail. I'm
Yep.
not one of those guys, so that's where I stand on the side. Long-winded answer to your question.
Good stuff. Good stuff. Let's talk about Shohei Ohtani, who took those bats away from Albert Pujols in an Angels uniform. What this guy is doing is just remarkable. He's only 1-0 in his starts, but he's got a 2.37 ERA. Like he's dealing, he's throwing 100. He's blowing balls by guys, and he's hit 14 home runs in 40 games. Like this guy is just drilling the baseball. You had a chance. Tell me how that home run he hit against Cleveland. You are literally right behind the home plate when he hit that. Like,
Yep.
What was that homer like to be in person? Because on TV, that ball was 2 feet out of above the strike zone. He pulled that stuff. Like, what was that like?
I'll tell you this, okay? I was sitting, for Angels fans that maybe are listening to this, I was in the Diamond Club area, okay? And just to the left, so I get to see him pull the ball. So if he's in the lefty batter's box, I'm on the left side of him.
Yeah.
Okay? So I'm on Angels dugout side. That helps. I can't say that there's many home runs that have made my jaw drop. I saw him hit that ball, and that ball was launched, backspin, and you just see the trajectory of it, and my jaw just was like, and I turned to my buddy, and I had some explicitives in there, holy,
yeah,
that was one of the craziest home runs I've ever seen.
Yep.
I was speechless. I really was.
Right.
And this guy's great, obviously. I said he's the most talented player in the league. I didn't say he's the best player in the league, but he's most talented. You were kind of like, ooh.
I was on the fence about that, but dude, the stuff that he's doing right now, I'm starting to believe that take.
Yeah.
The question I have for you is, you watch this guy every single game. 14 homers, 33 RBI. He's in 272, OPS 750 right now. He's at the top of exit velo in the league. He's got a 2.37 ERA. This guy is in the MVP talk right now.
He is the MVP.
No, that's what I'm saying. Like
now,
he's the MVP. If the season ended today, Shohei Ohtani is the MVP. Can he sustain this over 162?
It's a good question. Obviously, he hasn't done it yet. Yep. So it's hard to answer.
Right.
The answer would be no, because he hasn't done it yet.
Mm-hmm.
But then the other side of things is, yes, I believe he can. But he did. He threw yesterday against Cleveland. He was only touching 95. He said after the game, I'm feeling sluggish. My body's feeling heavy. Mm-hmm. He's played every single game.
He finally got a day off today in the first
during a doubleheader. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So he's still playing today.
He's going to play the second game.
Yeah. Yeah. So basically every calendar day this year that the Angels have had a game, he's playing. So do I think it's gonna keep going. I'm sure he'll hit his slumps. Everybody does.
Yep.
I think he'll be the All-Star game MVP. Like, I think not the All-Star game MVP, but up to the All-Star game, he will be the MVP of the season. That's what I meant.
Yep.
And hopefully he gets to go on the mound and get a hit in the All-Star game. That'd be awesome.
Yeah. No, that would be cool for sure.
And if he throws one scoreless inning with 3 Ks and hits a bomb, I think he wins the All-Star game MVP.
Yeah, 100%. So another question I have for you: do you think they're gonna have to like manage his innings a little bit, like make to make sure that he's healthy throughout the whole season? No, you think he's...
No, I don't think so. I mean, he even said, my fastball, I just had a little bit of dead arm. Like, my body was just feeling heavy. Okay, so if he's throwing 95 still and his body's feeling heavy, I mean, I could, and he only gave up 2 runs. Like, it wasn't like, obviously he's facing Cleveland, not a good offense. But I think he'll be all right. The guy's a game. They're just going through a tough stretch right now too. Okay, they're playing. I think this week they had 10 games in 7 days or something.
Yeah,
no, it was 9 games in 7 days. They haven't had an off day in a while, so I'm sure that's taking a toll on them. So once they get an off day under their legs, feel a little better. It might have just been one of those days. People have those days.
Shohei Ohtani, just to say it, the most games that he's played in a season was 106 in 2019. He played 104 in his rookie season as a DH. Yep. So what he's doing on the mound is incredible. And for the good of the game, I hope he does keep it up, because Shohei Ohtani's must-watch baseball right now. Like, I'm a Jays fan, and I'm locked into Ohtani's at-bats because this guy hits the ball 119 off the bat and hits tanks like this, and he strikes out 7-8 guys at start. Like, it's unbelievable what he's doing. Let's talk about the Angels' bad news. Mike Trout out 6 to 8 weeks with a calf strain. Didn't look good. You hope that he can come back at that 6-week range. Hopefully it's not the full 2 months, but this definitely is the kick in the what for the Angels.
Yeah, I mean, there's no other way to put it. If Shohei Ohtani wasn't the MVP this far this season, it would be Mike Trout. Okay, and on top of that, they have Jared Walsh.
Yep.
Okay, and on top of that, they have Anthony Rendon, who's been hurt, but you would think this team would be in it, but right now they're hanging on by a thread.
Yep.
And losing Trout isn't going to help that.
No.
So it's hard. It sucks. It sucks really bad because that can't get Trout to the playoffs. Well, you know what? This year it might be a story of Trout couldn't get Trout to the playoffs.
Right.
And that sucks. And it's not his fault, obviously. People break down. People, things happen. Yep. I'm not like, dude, why are you getting hurt? I mean, that would be retarded. Stupid. But.
Yeah. And it was just the way that he got hurt. Like, you were at the game. He was just running from second to third. And then
he just took a step. And then I thought it was just going to be like a cramp or something. And no, it's 6 to 8 weeks.
Yeah.
So not good news. No other way to put it. It sucks. It's bad for the game. Obviously, everybody wants to see Mike Trout do his thing. But, you never know. Maybe this team of misfits can just ride it out until he gets back, and maybe we have a good deadline, and that would be the optimism, take. And then there's the other side of the season's over.
Right.
I'm kind of on the fence, leaning more towards I wonder who will trade at the deadline.
Right.
Right.
They do got a lot of players on 1-year contracts.
Yeah. So there's some pros and cons of everything. Obviously, there's no pros of Trout being hurt, but as far as the Angels stand, maybe some players play themselves into big trades to help the Angels next year, or maybe they play themselves into a spot where they add the big arm at the deadline. Obviously, it's too early. To me, it's too early to tell.
Yep.
If they win this next one, they're 4 games under 500.
Then they got a series with Oakland
Houston's
coming up.
beating Oakland right now. Yep. So, yeah. Other than that, I really got nothing. It sucks. I'm sure you think the same. It sucks.
Yeah, 100%.
And then on top of that, I mean, it's the best to me. Is the best that's ever done it. So
we're
missing out on time that could be used to stack on those milestones. So
It's good for me though, because every time Trout hits a homer, Dylan sends me a tweet that's a very triggering horn for me. It's called the DJ horn. Lots of you don't know that backstory, but LB the show has got that horn, and he hits a bomb off me, and that horn just is stuck into my brain for forever. So I'm not going to miss that. Let's talk about Giancarlo Stanton, a guy that was on a tear for a long time. Not a long time, but a good 2-3 weeks. He was doing good, and he comes down with a quad injury. Is he out 4 to 6 confirmed? I mean, they're
saying 3 to 6. That was the initial thing, but I put 4 to 6 on there just thinking because
look at George Springer. And look at George
Stanton's. Yeah, but look at Stanton's track record.
Right.
It's always.
Yep.
He might be back next week. Oh, he's still hurt.
Yeah, he's week to
still hurt. It's just week. It's week to week, and I'm expecting a month at least. So
right.
At least they got Voit back.
Yeah,
I'll say that.
That's good. But yeah, this definitely sucks for the Yankees because they get Voit back and they think that they're getting healthier. Stanton's like this MVP Stanton that we've
Judge is becoming the MVP too.
Right, right. Judge has bursted onto the scene this year after a little bit of a sluggish last year shortened season. But man, this definitely sucks for the Yankees because Stanton really was starting to come into form.
Yeah, no injuries are going to be like, yay, the guy got injured. But obviously it sucks for every team.
Right.
But injuries are something that's going around the league right now. The injury bug is
brutal.
Very much there and real. So it sucks. I mean, there's no other way to put it. It sucks for every team. And how this impacts the Yankees personally,
if they didn't have Voit, though, if they didn't have Voit, oh man, if they didn't have Voit, that'd be a big hole in that lineup. But I mean, I'm a Jays fan.
Clint Frazier's batting 150, so we thought Clint Frazier would do well too. But he's not.
Yeah. Seeing how that George Springer's quad has bothered him all season long, and now Stanton's out with this quad injury. It's a quad injury in baseball is tough because you got to run, right? Springer, he's a center fielder. Stanton's a DH, so you don't need to do as much running, but it's just a tough injury for sure. The Dodgers got more bad news. They are really banged up right now. Corey Seager out 4 to 6 weeks with a broken hand. A guy that's a staple in that lineup, middle of the diamond. I hate injuries, man, but obviously they're a part of the game. But this is another big one for the Dodgers. They're already without Bellinger.
Gavin Lux is stepping up, playing short right now.
Yep.
He's been kind of fun to watch so far this year. But yeah, Corey Seager, obviously the World Series MVP. Never want to lose that guy.
Mm-hmm.
Another thing, he's in a free agent walk year. Now he's gonna lose. He's gonna lose those opportunities. So yeah, it's tough. It's tough for the Dodgers, but they're the Dodgers and they're known for all his depth and they have good pitching. And if they could score some runs with the guys they got, that pitching's gonna take care of business.
Yeah. No. You got anything to add? Is there anything that we missed? I'm just trying to think here.
I guess my final thought would be start Compton or start telling us who you think is going to get traded at the deadline.
Right.
That's what I got.
Yeah. Let us know.
I want to know what everybody's thinking. I know who I'm thinking. But I don't know why. I'm just so infatuated with the deadline this year.
Yeah, because last year there was only one deadline, right? There's the non-waiver, right? So this year I think it's going to be a really active deadline because there's teams that are going to be in go for it mode. Obviously there's not expanded playoffs this year, but I do think that teams in the middle of the pack are going to make trades to try to push for that wild card spot.
Yeah, and I think there's going to be a lot of teams that are going to go in the opposite direction as
like
well.
The Twins.
Yeah. I think there's going to be teams that are going in the opposite direction. They're saying, okay, we're going to rebuild.
Yep.
And I think teams are going to get players with multi-years attached to them.
Yeah. for me, like, I'm not even trying to be biased though. Like, the Blue Jays are a fascinating team to keep an eye on because they have, I think, the third best prospect system in baseball, and they have a pretty decent team right now. And like, they got a lot of prospects that are blocked right now that they can be moving to get some big league help.
Yeah, I think that the Reds
Yep.
and the Twins are the two teams with lots of talent that fans need to watch.
Mhm.
You got Simmons, Cruz,
Barrios,
Barrios. On the Reds, you have
Castillo,
Castillo, Gray,
Yep.
Eustakis.
Mhm.
Watch out.
Yeah,
I think these players potentially get moved at the deadline.
Yeah, next couple weeks, next 2 to 3 weeks, we're going to be diving more into which team is buyers, which team is going to be sellers, kind of what's going to shake out in that deadline. But that'll be it for episode number 28. Don't forget to subscribe to us on YouTube, iTunes, Spotify also. We appreciate you guys for listening, and thank you.
Take care, guys.